Hey everybody, welcome to Kyle and Not Kyle Show. I'm Kyle.
I'm not Kyle.
And we are doing our Week 8 recap and Week 9 predictions. We are officially at the halfway point of the NFL season. Sort of. Just because of the 17-week schedule, but each team only plays 16 games, yada, yada, yada. Getting right into it, we're going to dive into the Thursday night game, which was I'm on the wrong page, the Redskins at Vikings. Redskins scored 9, Vikings scored 19. It went not quite how I expected. I expected the Vikings to kind of walk over them a little bit more than they did. But hey, they got it done. So
in all the games that the Redskins have played, they play a pretty solid first quarter.
Yeah.
They can't get anything going on offense.
No.
So their defense is out there fresh, and all of a sudden, by the middle of the second quarter, the defense have been out there a long time.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the third quarter, they're gassed.
Yeah. Only one touchdown scored the entire game. There were 8 field goals. So at the one touchdown was scored by Dalvin Cook. At the halfway point of the season, Dalvin Cook is averaging 5+ yards per carry and 10 yards per catch. That is insane.
How many carries does he have? Do you know?
I'm not sure how many carries he has.
Well, that's okay. That can be one of those lopsided stats.
Yeah. It doesn't say how many yards or how many catches he has.
That's their third game in a row they won, or fourth?
Third, I think. I want to say third.
Okay.
But they seem to have righted the ship. They didn't have Adam Thielen. They rested him. He was dealing with a hamstring issue. But, yeah, they didn't need him. Stephon Diggs had a fine game. They have an interesting test coming up this next week at Kansas City. We'll get to that in a little bit.
No Mahomes again.
Yeah, no Mahomes. Any thoughts you had on this game?
It wasn't anything. Washington can't pass.
Yeah.
They have to run the ball. And everybody in the stadium knows it. So Adrian Peterson's good, but what do you expect him to do?
Yeah.
Nobody's worried about Haskins putting up 400 yards.
No. Which one thing about Adrian Peterson, he passed LaDainian Tomlinson and Jerome Bettis for 6th all-time in the NFL rushing list. Nice little moment. That, in fact, they actually said that was the loudest the stadium was all night was when they put him up on the screen and showed that he passed. Right? I thought that when he even mentioned, he said, that was really cool. Being back there and having those fans treat me that way. He said it was real humbling for him. He really enjoyed it. He's going to go down as one of the greatest running backs in the NFL. Yeah, that was a neat little thing for him. And I'm happy it was able to happen for him against the Vikings, little nice treat for the fans that rooted for him for the majority of his career. Moving on to another rushing heavy game. Eagles at Bills. Eagles walk out there with the win, 31-13.
And Carson Wentz looked great.
Yeah. Neither quarterback looked bad. Honestly, neither of them looked bad.
No, but Wentz looked good. That's that up and down, up and down, up and down. That game, to me, that's the Philadelphia that can make a push to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The week before, that was the Philadelphia that's not going to win another game.
Yeah.
That's the trouble I'm having with Philadelphia this year completely.
Yeah, they haven't found their identity.
They spanked them. They spanked the Bills.
Oh, yeah, they clobbered them.
And it was one of those, you get 3, we get 7. You do that 3 times, and you're essentially out of the game.
Yeah. Eagles had 218 rushing yards. They held the Bills to under 100. They got 98 yards. One thing, Wentz got sacked 3 or 4 times. That line has to keep him upright. He is injury prone. And Nick Foles is not there to be your backup this year.
He's not injury prone when he's injury prone when he runs.
Yeah. Yeah. But still, even if he gets hurt like that, though, I don't want him taking sacks. And he took 3 sacks in one game. Now, granted, Josh Allen took 4, but Allen doesn't have that injury tag that he does.
I don't disagree, but he got the knee when he was diving.
Yeah.
And he hurt his shoulder last year.
Yeah.
Was running, throwing the ball, and he got knocked down.
Yeah.
I have yet to see anybody other than I remember Carson Palmer took that hit in the pocket. Mm-hmm. Usually it's the knees. If they get hit in the pocket, it's going to be their knees.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I thought the Eagles dominated. I think that's the Eagles team that's going to cause New England problems.
Yeah.
The one from the week before will not cause New England any problems.
No. Moving on to the other undefeated team left in the NFL, the 49ers.
Oh, that was an ass.
Very convincingly beat the Packers 13-50 or 51-13. Interesting note, one of the Panthers players after the game was talking. They asked him a question about the Niners. And he says, "Well, they're not world beaters. Like they're a good team. They're not great." I'm like, you just lost 51-13. What do you mean they're not world beaters? They're not great. They just creamed you guys.
No, they didn't. Okay, you see, you and I have this conversation all the time. With a guy who started 4 games at quarterback, and they picked him off 4 times, something like that. Yeah. That's not – it isn't – you beat them, and that's good. But just because you beat a guy who hasn't played in the NFL before for very long doesn't mean you're phenomenal. Now, I think the test that the Niners are going to have is they got to play the Rams again. And the Rams didn't have Gurley when they played him last time.
Yeah.
And they got to play Seattle twice.
Yeah.
Those divisional games, just those 3 games right there. That's tough. And I don't think they've played the Ravens yet either.
No, I don't think they have yet. That should be a good game.
Yeah.
Well, if they play them, do they play them this year?
Yeah, they play the NFC West plays the AFC North.
Yeah, that'll be a good game.
Well, I would think so.
Yeah. Tevin Coleman and Kyle Shanahan seem to be a good duo. Coleman did really good when he was his offensive coordinator in Atlanta, and he had a clinic. He had 105 yards and 3 touchdowns.
I'm telling you, I remember watching Gronkowski get as excited when another guy caught a touchdown as him.
Yeah.
Kittle is the exact same way.
Yeah.
There's a play where it looks like he's going to get the ball, but Emmanuel Sanders gets it.
Uh-huh.
And he gets hit. He gets hit right on the line in the end zone. And Kittle is getting ready to celebrate, and then sees that he's knocked back. He runs over and grabs him, starts shoving him back into the end zone.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh!
I love watching Kittle.
Oh yeah, and then they had a press conference with Garoppolo, and apparently Kittle does stuff to Garoppolo in the huddle, joking. I guess at one point in their first game, like the second call, he said that's not the call, and Garoppolo's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "No, that's not the call, man."
Oh my gosh!
What are you talking about? Yeah, he just messes with him.
That is great. I didn't see that. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay.
He's never done it. He goes, he's never done it at a wrong time. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. Okay, 4th down, we win. We don't get it, we lose. Hey, time to play a joke.
Yeah.
So this was interesting. So the 49ers had 115 more rushing yards than the Panthers and 11 more first downs. They
had a short field 5 times.
Yeah.
I just watched that game this morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was an ass whooping. It was an asshole. Because everybody in that stadium knew Christian McCaffrey was going to get the ball.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Hey, I mean, you know me. I love watching Jimmy G. I love Greg Kittle or George Kittle. See, I love him, but I can't ever remember what his first name is.
George.
It is George. All right. So yeah, 49ers undefeated. Moving on to the next undefeated team. Patriots beat
Oh.
the Browns 27-13. 3 turnovers in 3 consecutive plays.
Well,
That was awesome.
When I watched that game, all I kept thinking of is that was a signature Cleveland game this year.
Yep.
It's like how do you toss a shovel pass to a defensive tackle? And it was like, are you kidding? And Mayfield was like going, how did that just happen?
Right. Well, so
just going that, and the thing is with New England this year, and this is going back to when they went to the Super Bowl the first time. You cannot give that defense the ball. You can't even like entice them to come and get it.
Nope.
It's too. I don't know. It's like blood in the water with sharks.
Right.
So
I was reading an interview because obviously Lawrence Guy had a lot of guys around his wanting to talk to him after the game, locker room stuff, and he said he just got through and he's like, oh, the ball's in my hands. I need to run with this, and he only got like 3 yards, but.
Well, and then the other thing,
the first turnover that led to the touchdown, that was just his own lineman kicked it out of his hands.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. It's the same. You watch that game, and you go 4 plays.
Yep.
If they could get rid of 4 bungle plays, it's like a. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Goofball stuff, because they had that with San Francisco too.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, if we, and then the other thing, and New England's done this all year long, they're not getting right to me pass interceptions.
No.
These guys are making some catches.
Yeah.
I mean, they're making some catches.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Okay.
I
mean, when your defensive lineman catches the ball, you just going, are you kidding me?
So on the second fumble, when Chubb broke that run.
Oh, that poor guy.
Here's the amazing thing about this. So Jonathan Jones was on the ground. He got knocked down, got up. He reached 20.25 miles per hour on his rundown. That's the fastest by a tackler from the line of scrimmage on a forced fumble this season. Chubb did not have a fumble his senior year at Georgia. He did not fumble once last season as a rookie. 2 fumbles in 2 plays.
Oh, I know. The first one was a good tackle. I mean, that was like a textbook, put your helmet in where the ball is.
Yeah.
The ball go out. The second one, where he was running for a touchdown, that's one of those ones, because if you watch the Raider game, a guy tries to tackle their running back the same way, doesn't knock the ball out of his hands, so the guy scores a touchdown, and you look like a chump.
Yeah.
For the ball.
Yeah. So on the topic of the Patriots defense, they have allowed 4 touchdowns this season. They have also scored 4 touchdowns this season. If Tom Brady and the offense just spiked the ball into the ground 3 straight times every possession, they would only be getting outscored 47-44 on the year, and they would have 3 wins.
Yeah.
That is insane. This I think I sent this to you. This was just insane. It was talking about through week 8. This is a list of the players who have more fantasy points than the Patriots defense.
Right. Let me put this out there though. Not in a PPR game. Not in a PPR league.
No, this is just standard.
Yeah. I want to preface that. When you sent me that, I went, no way, and I looked it up, and it's not a PPR.
Yeah, no. If it's a PPR league, I actually think there's only like 2 more people you add to this list. So Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, Michael Thomas, Lamar Jackson, Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones. That's it. They have single-handedly won me 4 weeks in fantasy this year. Like, I was gonna lose, and then they just had a great game. I'm like, hey, I get the win.
Now They're getting ready for the conference.
Now it's the real test.
5 games. They got 5 games.
Which, honestly, I feel like our bye is at the perfect time. All hands on deck for Baltimore, then a week off, and then we get ready to rest, reload, and get ready for the rest of the season.
I think it goes at Philly, then host Dallas, then host the Chiefs. That's 4 tough games.
Oh, yeah.
Just boom, 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 boom. That's 4 tough games.
Well, it depends on which Philly team we see. Which version of Wentz. So one last thing before we move on to the next game. Through 8 weeks, the Wolfpack is 20-2. Go Wolfpack.
You can't.
We miss you.
What's funny about that is the claim to fame of the Wolfpack now is 2 quarterbacks having better defenses in their offense. New England's defense is way better than their offense right now. San Francisco's defense is way better than their offense right now.
Well, hey, our offense is going to be getting a lot better. N'Keal Harry and Isaiah Wynn are both coming back off IR, so
it's Sanu.
That will help at left tackle, and that will help at wide receiver.
No, wide receiver. He's got to do something.
Oh, I think he will.
The last 3 haven't.
Well, this was the plan all along with him. When he hurt himself, you know what? We're going to IR you. We're going to let you get fully back to 100%, and then we'll activate you.
They went out and got Sanu. They had tried to get Brown. That means Belichick knows that is the weak link on their team.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
But
I love the Sanu trade. I'm so happy we got Sanu. I
was shocked with that. I really was. I was like, wow.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the Sunday night game. This was a classic game. I do wish that that Mahomes had been able to play.
Oh, I think they would have won.
That was Matt Moore. He did fine.
Right. He did fine.
Yeah. But also, question: does this make Patrick Mahomes a system quarterback? If they had won, would that have solidified Patrick Mahomes as a system quarterback? Just one clarification.
Because Moore's played in 1 game.
Just saying.
I can see there's some coy thing you want to discuss. What's the system?
Andy Reid system.
Of what?
Of quarterback style. Get in, throw the ball. Hey, they won last week against Denver after he got hurt.
Against Denver.
Yeah, division rival.
Against Denver.
Division rival.
Oh, okay, so 1 game, you think he's a systems quarterback?
No, I'm just saying. That's what I would be told.
Systems quarterback of all time. There's no close system quarterback. 55 touchdowns was it last year?
Did they win the Super Bowl?
No.
Oh, that's right. They didn't.
So that's not a system quarterback.
No, I'm kidding.
System quarterback won the Super Bowl.
That defense won the Super Bowl.
But Brady is a system quarterback. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I know. I always laugh. I know. I just laugh when people say it as if it's a bad thing. I'm like, well, if the system results in 6 Super Bowl wins, I don't think anyone's going to hate that.
I'm going, okay, what's the system? What system are you talking about? The coach implements it and they do it. That's every system.
Yeah.
I've never understood. It's just like when I say a game manager. It's like, okay, go back to the 70s and 80s. Just about every quarterback in the NFL was a game manager because they ran the ball all the time.
Right. Chiefs defense is definitely still their weak link.
Well, see, you know what kills me about that is their defense is not that bad. Now there's a system defense.
Yeah.
It's designed to play with the lead. They are not designed to be going equal with you or coming from behind.
Yeah.
They are not designed that way. And for the most part, when Mahomes is there, they can get up 21 points on somebody.
Yeah.
Or they can come back from 21 points.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was a good game, and The one thing that the throw Rodgers had that resulted in the touchdown was, he's the only quarterback that made throw. He was throwing that away. I'm firmly convinced he was throwing that away, and the wide receiver just made a great grab on it.
Well, he's having that. I think he's. You could argue Rodgers having an MVP year.
Yeah.
I haven't seen so far. None of them. I think it's because Mahomes is out and then Brees was out for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, right now, I'd say the guy is Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
But what are they, 5-3?
Mm-hmm.
When you're not even first place in your division, you typically don't get he's MVP.
Yeah.
But he's
I agree.
So far.
Yeah, he has.
And those receivers are starting to turn on too. Seattle's receivers.
Oh yeah. All right, moving on to the Monday night game. The matchup nobody wanted.
That was actually a good game though.
It actually was. I feel like Brian Flores got a phone call on the sideline from the GM saying, "Hey, stop! Remember we're tanking." Because for the first half they look pretty much in command the whole time.
Last two games now.
Yeah.
They've been able to put up some points in the first two.
Yeah.
First half.
Which I thought was interesting. Dolphins. It was noted at the end of the game their star corner Xavier Howard was not on the field. They put him on IR with it was a MCL ACL.
Ooh.
It wasn't a tear, but basically they've just said, you know what, you are our money player on defense. We're not going to risk you coming back too soon and hurting it in a season where we're not tanking, but we are. So they just put him on IR. I mean, they got plenty of draft I think they have 3 first rounders now. So they have some maneuvering room to get who they want. Which honestly, we were talking about all these teams trying to trade all these players and stuff. There were rumors the Jets were going to be trading, everyone but Sam Darnold and Quinnen Williams were on the trading block. Now
linebacker's not on the trading block.
Well, he's on IR.
Have you heard himself again?
I thought they said that he went on IR.
The guy they picked up from Baltimore?
C.J. Mosley?
Yeah, I thought he just got back.
I feel like they put him on IR.
Okay.
I thought I saw something about it because they were saying how unfortunate it is that, he'd only missed like 2 games his whole career in Baltimore, and he's only played in 2 for the Jets. But they have turned negative assets into positive assets. They traded Tunzel. They got a first-round pick. They traded Minkah Fitzpatrick, wanted out. They traded him, got a first-round pick. In fact, with Tunzel, I think they got 2 first-round picks. So Dolphins front office seems to know what they're wanting to do, and they're trying to put themselves in a position to do it. So I think that's going to be interesting to watch. I mean, they have 2. I see 2. If I'm the Dolphins, I'm looking at 2 options right now. There's a defensive lineman from Ohio State by the name of Chase Young. He is looking like the next great pass rusher. He is such fun to watch. So do you take him at number 1 and then maneuver your next couple of first rounders around to get a quarterback, or do you take Tua or Herbert at 1? I personally would take Tua over Herbert. I think Herbert has some mechanic issues that I don't like. And then try and get Young if you can. Basically, Young is not going to be there after pick 2, in my opinion. So that I'm really interested to see what the Dolphins do this offseason. So that's my thoughts.
Any team that's 0-8, I could care less because they have so much they've got to do.
Right.
I don't think you turn your team around instantly by the draft.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
You got to get some veterans in there, and
you do. I agree.
Unless Brady retires this year, that's the team. You coming into the NFL going, oh yeah, hey, now we got to beat how many times every other year they go to the Super Bowl. That's who you got to beat for the division.
Yeah. All right, so that's our recap of Week 8. All right, so getting into our picks here. We're going to start with the Thursday night game. We have the 49ers at the Cardinals. I am taking the 49ers.
So am I.
I don't see the Cardinals doing much. I think the Cardinals have a chance to maybe score a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be that close. And then the next game, so we're doing a couple of mixed games this week, in addition to just the 3 primetime and then the AFC NFC matchup. So we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Kansas City Chiefs. I am going with the Vikings.
So am I. I thought you were with the Chiefs.
No. I'm going with the Vikings. I won't be stunned if the Chiefs win.
I will. I absolutely. Without Mahomes,
is Mahomes out?
Yeah.
Okay, I hadn't seen if he was out still. Yeah,
he's out for 2 or 3 more weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. Okay. So yeah, I'm taking the Vikings. Lions at Raiders. I am taking the Raiders.
So am I.
Oh gosh.
I thought you would take the Lions.
And guys, he sends me a text of who we're picking. We don't know who's picking who until we broadcast live here. So I promise it's not.
Let me pick first now for a couple.
Okay, we'll let you pick first for a couple.
Okay, so Titans at Panthers. I'm taking the Titans.
Oh, we have a different. I'm taking the Panthers.
Okay, and then the NFC game is Bears at Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles.
I'm taking the Bears.
Okay. The AFC game, Texans at Jaguars. I'm taking the Texans.
I'm taking the Texans. As much as it pains me to have to root against Gardner Minshew, because I absolutely love Minshew. I'm all on board. Minshew mania. I do think the Tech. Yeah. Oh, nice. Got the beard movement there. I am taking the Texans.
Okay. Big Sunday night game.
Yeah.
And it's called. And is that a Collinsworth game? Is he calling it?
Yep.
Okay. I'm taking the Ravens.
What?
Yeah. The only reason I'm taking the Ravens.
What?
The only reason I'm taking them, they have had 14 days to plan for this game. And I think they are the best run offense in the NFL right now. And they're at home. If this was in Gillette, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. I would have said the Patriots. Even if it was 14 days, I'd have said the Patriots. But it's in Baltimore. They've had 14 days. I don't think it was interesting because I was in a discussion today where they were talking about running quarterbacks can scramble, have historically just destroyed New England. Just destroyed them.
Our linebacker core this year.
And and that's what they were saying is this linebacker core is almost designed to stop a running quarterback. So it's the old
boogeyman.
It's the old. Well, not everybody's Sam Darnold, for crying out loud. You think Boogeyman is going to be a Drew Brees?
They've been called that since before we played the Jets. I don't remember who it was. Someone coined that term like week 3.
Okay.
So, and it just kind of took off from there. I think it was Kyle Van Noy. Someone was talking to him about one of the pick sixes.
Ghost.
We're the Boogeyman. Yeah. And then when he said we're seeing ghosts, it was like, well, it's official. That's the nickname this year. We're the Boogeymen. I'm excited. Ravens Patriots, always a classic game.
I could see it being 1 point.
Oh, I could too. I'll be shocked if it's a blowout. I'm expecting a close game.
The only way I see it being an absolute blowout, and I mean this, is if the Ravens were to somehow muff a punt or a kick and New England scores, and then there's like a pick six where they're just down too much to really mount a solid comeback. But hey, you can run on New England's defense.
I've seen enough Ravens Patriots games that until that clock reads double zeros, it ain't over. I've seen that one too many times. So, and Ravens have always been the one team that just never seem to go away when we want them to. Uh, so yeah, I'm excited. Should be a good game. Yeah,
Patriots, right?
Oh, duh.
Yeah. Okay, so
Do I ever pick against the Patriots? No. So the Monday night game.
I actually think this is going to be closer than people think, but I'm going to take Dallas.
Yeah, I'm taking I'm taking Dallas as well. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so you're taking the Panthers. I'm taking the Titans.
I'm taking the Bears. You're taking the Eagles.
Yep, and then I'm taking the Ravens. You're taking the Patriots. That's the
yeah. All right. 3-game swing.
Yeah, watch it be just one at the end. That's what it was that one week. Just one difference.
Okay, then if it's going to be one difference, then it better be the Patriots beating the Ravens. Okay. All right. So those are our picks for Week 9. We hope you enjoyed Week 9. Should be a fun week. It's got a lot of good games going on. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at the Kyle and Not Kyle Show, and hit that subscribe button down below on our YouTube channel. We appreciate you doing that. And feel free to leave your own picks in the comments. We'll see you next time.